Hey guys, I just wanted to share a little story with you about what happened over the weekend at this past concert that I went to. So this past Sunday I went to the Pentatonix Kelly Clarkson tour, and we're in Pittsburgh, and I was so super excited to have them come. Like, I am like a Pentatonix like guru, like Pentaholics all the way. And so we get there and I am pumped up and the sky's getting like all dark and stuff like that. And in the first place, I wasn't feeling good that day. And so, you know, nothing was like ruining my excitement, even though I was like in complete pain. And so we get there and the clouds are really, really dark. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, we're supposed to be in lawn seats. We're gonna get wet. And so we go in and they're like, okay, all you lawn people, we're upgrading you to seats because of ticket sales. And I'm like, yay, like, free upgrade. And so we get in, we get water, and then we decide, okay, let's go get a seat first before we go and get shirts, which I got here, so excited. And so we went and we sat down, and it was in the very last row of seats. Like, there's like the pavilion and it's covered, and then behind it is just this big strip of seats that's just basically out in the open, and then the lawn's behind it. After we found our seats and everything, it starts pouring down rain. Like, literally the heavens opened up and it is just, it's bad. And we got soaking wet. Everything was soaking wet. My jeans, my everything. It was the most uncomfortable thing ever, and it starts like thundering and lightning, and this is all before the show. They're like, okay, everybody move into the pavilion, so everybody starts like going up and everything, and it's like super jam-packed, and it's so uncomfortable, and everybody's soaking wet. And so we're all like sitting under the pavilion in these like good seats or whatever, and we're like, okay, maybe they won't move us back. And so we start getting like pretty excited, like, okay, we're wet, we're uncomfortable, but good seats. And then the rain starts to lighten up. So they're like, okay, everybody move back to where you were, and we're like, So we move back, and my mother goes and buys us these like rain shields, I don't know. And so we're all in these big State Farm red body bags, and the concert starts, and it starts with that girl from Good Luck Charlie, I forget her name, but she did a couple songs, she was good. And then Eric Hutchinson opened. So after Eric Hutchinson, I knew that it was Pentatonix, and that's like the whole reason why I'm at this concert, is just to see Pentatonix. Like, they are my #1, like, I need to see them, that is why I bought these tickets. So they're like setting the stage up and they're getting really excited, and the rain at that point had like stopped. We're all like dripping and stuff like that, but at least the rain had stopped and it was cleared up. And so when they started, Pentatonix came out and everybody's like, ah! Like, yay! I'm pretty sure like half the stadium was there just to see Pentatonix. So everybody decided that they could see by standing on top of the seats. And these seats are stadium seats, so they like fold up and down. Noises. So we were in the very last row of seats. And there's a railing behind the seats, but like if you stand on top of the seats, there's absolute air conditioning. If you stand on top of the seats, there's like absolutely nothing behind you, and I got uncomfortable. I was like, Mom, we should not be standing in like the last row of seats. And everybody's standing, and like the place is like sloped up, so the last row of seats, I had a perfect view of Pentatonix, and I'm like, you know, it sucks being in the last row, but I don't have to see anybody's heads in front of me blocking my view, so this is great. So behind me is like a 5-foot clear drop onto like straight concrete, and you could literally see the tops of people's heads. So Pentatonix did their whole entire concert, and I'm like screaming. I legit cried. When they came out, I was crying and my makeup was running down. There goes the sun. I was so super excited. I was like just kicking myself because I didn't get to meet them. I was really sad about that. But it was at the end of their part, and they sang Daft Punk for their last one, which is like one of my all-time favorites. So at the end, I am like screaming, like my hands in the air, like yay, like don't get off stage, please. So what happened was I stepped back on the chair the slightest bit, and it started to tip up, and I completely lost my balance, grabbed onto my sister, and both of us fell straight backwards 5 feet on the concrete, and I don't remember any of that fall. Like, that's gone. I don't know. I think I had my eyes closed, but I'm not sure. Yay, natural lighting! I completely fell on my left side. I, like, apparently smacked my head right off the concrete. As soon as that happened, I sat straight up, and everybody's still like, yay, Pentatonix! And I'm freaking out, because I just smacked my head right on that concrete, and I'm, like, feeling my head. I'm thinking that I had this huge crack in my skull, and I, like, put my hand back there, and I figured it'd be covered in blood by now. But luckily, it was just like a little bump. Not a little bump, it was a big bump that I could literally cup with my hand. And I'm sitting up, I look straight at my sister, and she's still lying on the ground. And everybody around us is like, oh my god, like, trying to, like, pick us up and stuff like that. They were really nice people and really helpful. But I'm, like, touching my sister's head just to make sure that she didn't, like, do anything. But luckily she only came out with a scratch on her elbow and then just a really, really bad bruise on her hip. It's pretty gross to look at. But I'm crying like I thought I was going to die. Like, there's only 2 times that I thought I had a near-death experience, and I think that was one of them. And so all, like, the, I don't know, stadium people, employees, I don't know what to call them, police officers, they're coming over and they're like checking me out, and they're like calling the like makeshift hospital, like, you know, we got 2 girls that fell over the edge, like, we'll be coming. So these emergency people like came over. I'm still crying, like going, am I gonna be okay? Am I gonna be okay? I'm sore, in pain, like I can't feel my legs, they're like tingling and shaking so much. And so they escorted us to this little makeshift hospital thing, and like I had to like sit down, and they're like doing weird things with the light. I had to follow it, and then like I had to touch this guy's finger to my nose, and I wasn't allowed to move my head. And they gave me an ice pack. And there goes the sun again. After that, I was like, you know, because we didn't rent. We stayed in a hotel room for that night, just to stay overnight so we could like beat the traffic out and stuff like that. So I was like, you know, I just want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore. And so we left without being able to see Kelly Clarkson, which I was sad about. You know, I wanted to see Kelly too, but my main priority was seeing Pentatonix. Like, I am still kicking myself because I really wanted to meet them so bad. But, you know, accidents happen, and it was just a freak thing. You know, there's nothing I was able to do about it. You know, all in all, I think that it was worth going to see Pentatonix. Even though we did have a freak fall, and everybody was like huddling around us. Like, the one guy was hugging my sister saying, you're okay, it'll be okay, and then I'm over here like, ah! So guys at concerts, please stay safe. You know, don't do anything stupid. If there's not a railing behind you and you're standing on the seats and they're tipping up and down, don't do it. Yeah, we learned our lesson from that one. It is by far one of the scariest things that's ever happened to me, but at least I got this nice t-shirt out of it. So I'm so happy to see Pentatonix in concert. I didn't really tell many people about this, so just wanted to share it with whoever you are, internet friends. Go Pentatonix though, so happy to see you guys. I'm so excited. Thanks for listening to me rant about my horrible accident that could have ended a lot more badly than it did. I'll see you guys later. Bye.